Good evening, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us for our Rising Ninth Grade and New to CMS virtual presentation. We have a lot of great things planned this evening for you. As you see, we will have a PTSO, oops, I'm sorry about that. We will have a PTSO brief presentation. Then we will hear from Principal Robert Folk, and then we'll have some curriculum information, and we will close out with student services and a great panel with some students. So to begin with, I would like to introduce one of our PTSO co-presidents, Kim Bowman.
Hi, everyone. We're so excited that you all are here. I am Kim Bowman, and I am the PTSO co-president with Mandy Acock-Rencher, who was unable to join us tonight, but is excited to meet all of your students. And we have a very active PTSO. We've got about 99 committees and many, many volunteers and so many people working hard for our community. And we hope that you will find a way to get involved. If you would like, you can sign up for the Mustang Express, which will give you so much information over the next couple months. You can do that on the PTSO website, and you can just Google Myers Park High School PTSO. That's also the same place that you'll see volunteer opportunities, our calendar. You can sign up to take a tour over the next couple months. And I think that's about, please join the PTSO next fall. I think it's $5. And also, I just wanted to give a little plug that in the fall, we will start our annual fund. And that is really our main source of all that we are able to do throughout the year. And we really hope that you will consider participating. So thank you so much. We're just looking forward to meeting your students and to meeting you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And again, as a staff member at Myers Park, I cannot thank the PTSO enough for all that they do for us. We are very grateful for that. And I'm sure as Mr. Folk speaks in a little while, he could probably share a little bit to the great work they do for us as well. Next up, we have Brian Crutcher. He is on the board of directors for Mustang Club, and he's going to speak.
Thank you, Allison. So, hey, I'm Brian Crutcher. Two of our three children are already at Myers Park. We've had a great time with them, even through some trying times with the Corona and COVID. But I'm here to represent the Mustang Club, which is the Myers Park High School Booster Athletic Club. Everything we do is to support athletics and our student athletes here at Myers Park High School. We're in a very fortunate location. A great time to be at Myers Park. The Mustang Club has seen some pretty, some great success in the community with people helping us from financial to attending our games to seeing athletics to really just supporting our student athletes. And across the board, if you don't know, but you will certainly next year, if your students are involved in athletics or not involved in athletics, you'll soon learn the Myers Park athletics are top notch across the board in all sports. We compete certainly within our conference in the city and many times across the state level. So you'll learn more, especially if your child is going to be in athletics, more about the Mustang Club. Again, it's our booster club. A couple takeaways for anybody for tonight I'd love to give is the overall picture is you'll have some opportunities this summer and early next fall to join the Mustang Club. Those can be minimal donations up to, we'll accept whatever donation you're willing to do. You also have an option to basically buy a season pass. That season pass can be for just your student. It could be for your family, different price points for the numbers of people who are involved. But what that pass gets you and your family, if that's what you choose, is admittance to all the athletic events at Myers Park. So if you buy one, you're going to come to all the football games, you go to all the basketball games, you go to the baseball games, any one. So it's really neat to do that. The best thing about it is that money stays at our school. It stays local. If you were to pick and choose what games you go to and you pay at the gate or now through an app, is what we're doing now, kind of mandated by CMS, that money is split. It doesn't stay all at our high school. So I'd urge everyone, if you are going to be attending sporting events or your son or daughter will be as a student, to purchase that through the Mustang Club. And again, you'll see more information about that coming. Our board has about 25 people on it, and it does include parents for students across all grades. So if anybody whose child is going to be in sports at Myers Park and wants to join our board, please reach out to me. You can see it on the website or anybody on the board, because we certainly are going to look to include some rising ninth grade parents with it. I appreciate all this time. I will say, this will be an enjoyable 4 years for your student and your family as well. Thank you, Allison.
Thank you very much for joining us this evening. Next, we'd like to share 3 videos with you. At Myers Park High School, we have a very strong junior ROTC program. So the first video that we are going to share with you is a presentation from Major Purvis and First Sergeant Boyer.
Allison, you might need to do the sound.
Yes, I have it on. This happened to us once.
Miss Davis, there's not sound. You probably know that. It's okay though. People can see the pictures. Take yourself off mute, see if that helps.
Did that work? No, okay.
No, it's okay. I'm sorry, y'all. You'll kind of get the idea watching the video. A picture's worth 1,000 words.
Allison, if you want to pause on the next video, I have the presentation and I can see if it works if I share on my screen.
Perfect.
Can we skip ahead to the next speaker if you don't mind?
Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. We had this happen once before when a similar thing happened. So let's go ahead and do that. And Mr. Falk, we're going to go ahead and move to your slides. And as we're presenting, if you will just tell me when you're ready for me to go to the next slide, and I will advance to yours. Thank you.
Sounds great. Thank you very much, Ms. Davis, and thank you for moderating tonight. And I want to thank the PTSO for hosting this event. I wanted everyone to know that the reason we're doing this virtually is we felt like more parents will be able to view this at a time that is convenient for them. This is being recorded and it will be posted on our website. We also felt like this is an opportunity for you to really hear about Myers Park in a more private setting and then also join us for a tour if you're interested between now and the end of the year, if you would like to see the campus in person. I want everyone to know that all students will have an opportunity to visit Myers Park High School before school starts. So you are not losing out on the opportunity to visit our school and see our buildings. We just thought tonight doing this virtually will be really convenient and helpful for many, many parents. I want to welcome you tonight and welcome the current and future Myers Park families to this event. I am very excited to join you in a full year next year as the Myers Park principal. I've been here since January. And if you don't know, I am a Myers Park graduate, and I spent the last 11 years as principal of Alexander Graham Middle School, our neighbor and one of our feeder schools. So I am pretty familiar with Myers Park, the staff, certainly a lot of students and families, and I really am excited about being here a full year next year without a pandemic. And I hope that we all work together to eliminate COVID-19 completely. Do you want to move to the mission and vision now? There we are. So our school improvement team worked this past year on developing a vision and a mission for Myers Park High School. And they developed this nice platform on which to share that vision and mission. You certainly can read those yourself, but I will point out the mission that Myers Park aims to provide and support a diverse community to engage all students in cultivating the necessary skills for success in school, life, and the global 21st century workplace. There are pillars to that, which include our academic programs, our character development programs, and certainly our very involved community. And then the foundation of this vision and mission, as you see, involves a lot of values and a lot of personal skills that we want to develop in all of our students. I'm very proud of our school improvement team for putting this together. And now it is our work together to make sure that we achieve this vision and mission for all students at Myers Park. My beliefs, thank you, Ms. Davis. My beliefs for high school students involve the following. I believe in high academic coursework and qualified teachers for all students. I believe in an emotionally and socially responsive environment, including teachers and staff. A safe, secure environment for developing and learning. Clear college and career pathways with individualized plans for all students. A wide collection of extracurricular opportunities and access for all students. And then finally, a high school experience all students will value and remember. We have made some changes to the academic programming at Myers Park for next year. And one change is that our honors level program in 9th and 10th grade will be grounded on the middle year's international baccalaureate model. And if you look at the screen in front of you, I will go over that in a moment, but you'll see kind of how that plays out in 9th, 10th grade, and then 11th and 12th grade. The middle year's IB model is created for staff and students to explore academic and personal interests, collaborate in learning, develop character and identity, and become better learners and leaders in our global community. Being part of the middle years program does not mean that all students will pursue an IB diploma. It does mean that all students have opportunities for advancement in academics and career and college choices moving forward. Our teachers and staff are excited about this change, and they helped lead the way to make this change a reality. On the slide in front of you, you'll see what the IB middle years program embodies as a program and as a model. And that's for 9th and 10th grade. And then you'll see these choices in 11th and 12th grade that we call pathways. And those pathways include opportunities like an IB diploma, like a college or career option, our College Board advanced placement courses, including our AP capstone, and then our College and Career Promise program, which is our dual enrollment program at CPCC. An initiative we are pursuing that is part of our pathway change is better counseling and coaching for students in 9th grade concerning their high school program by having students create a 4-year plan in the required 9th grade economics and personal finance course. The vision here is that teachers and counselors will help students explore opportunities and create a pathway designed specifically for their interests and goals. I believe this addition will have a positive impact on students' investment in high school and in their future plans. I want you to know that Myers Park is an excellent high school choice. Myers Park offers more CPCC dual enrollment options than any other high school in Charlotte. Myers Park offers the IB diploma, the AP capstone, career, and college and career promise pathways, which is the CPCC dual enrollment. This variety of high school pathways has courses and programs to meet any student interest and need. And we are very proud of our teaching staff and incredibly involved parent community. And I want you to know our parent community is top-notch, and our PTSO programs and our PTSO committees are amazing in the support they provide our staff and all of our students. And I hope you will be involved as a parent in the future as you join us at Myers Park High School. You will see and learn a lot tonight, and I welcome you on campus through the many tours we are offering this spring. And all students will join us on campus in the fall before school starts, as I mentioned before. At the end of this presentation, you will also have a listing of all those tours, and you're able to register those at a time that is appropriate for you and for your child. Please do go to the Myers Park and PTSO websites for more information about our school, especially if you're interested or have questions about the academic pathway or program changes. There is a webinar that was recorded and is posted on the PTSO site about these academic changes, and you'll learn more specific information, including questions and answers, and including sample schedules, 4-year schedules that students may have at Myers Park High School. I will tell you that I find those schedules over time very helpful, because you can look at those and think with your child about what options they have and also what pathway they want to pursue. Please reach out if you have any questions. Reach out to a counselor assigned to your student. Reach out to Ms. Davis. Reach out to me. We are happy to help you navigate this time and the place that your child has at Myers Park High School. I welcome you all early to Myers Park High School, and I really, really look forward to meeting you and being part of your child's life the next 4 years. Thank you for coming tonight.
Thank you, Mr. Folk. And we are very fortunate to have him here. He has done already a lot of great work, and look forward to what's ahead over the next years as he works with the team at Myers Park. Next, I'm going to speak briefly, and again, I'm Allison Davis. I'm the Assistant Principal of Instruction at Myers Park, and I'm going to speak briefly about our Scholars, Honors, and Advanced Placement options for students. Again, keep in mind that in grades 9 and 10, as Mr. Folk said, that students in the honors program will have the benefit of being part of the MYP coursework, which includes a lot of great opportunities that Ms. Willett will talk about in a little while. But just to let you know the options that are available, we do have scholars level courses that are available all the way from grades 9 through 12. Those are courses that do not carry weight, and they are excellent, especially for kids who need to have some year-long English experiences and year-long math experiences as they transition from middle school to high school. We will have the MYP in grades 9 and 10. Those courses carry a 0.5 weight with some exceptions. The exceptions are the first 2 levels of world languages, the first 2 level of fine arts and performing arts, and health and PE courses. We will have some honors level options available for students in grades 11 and 12, again with a 0.5 weight. And then AP grades 9 through 12 and IB grades 11 through 12 are 1.0 weighted courses. And again, I'm sorry, and the clarification for the honors in the 0.5 weight, we do have some honors project lead the way courses that are available to students that actually carry a 1.0 weight. That's our engineering courses. We have the College and Career Promise Program. Options vary there, and Ms. Beyer and the counselors can share more information about that. We have some online options available to students. And then, of course, we have hybrid schedules where that student may have a little bit of both of all of those combined together. At our school, you can see that we have 32 AP courses that are offered. Open to 9th graders is AP Computer Science Principles. And some people will always ask, what is the math requirement for that? And there is no prerequisite math requirement for that. Typically, about 26% of our students do participate in AP coursework, but keep in mind we have students that are in the IB program that also take AP coursework, so that could overlap there. You will see in the presentation that we have a variety of courses. There are some that are available only through NCDPS, some that are available in alternating years, and new, the current year that we are in right now, 21-22, we introduced the Capstone Diploma Program. For the Capstone Diploma Program, students must take seminar and then research. It must be in that order, and they must take 4 additional AP courses minimum, and they must score a 3 or greater on that. So that is a great opportunity. The other thing that I would point out to you as well that some families are not aware of is AP Earth Science can be taken in place of Earth and Environmental Science. That can be done in grades 10, 11, or 12. Also, we have an English Lit course that replaces English 4, an English Language course that replaces English 3, and new, not new to us as a course, but new that it can replace is a Government and Politics course that CMS does now allow students to take in place of the civics literacy option. So that is something that families can also keep in mind when scheduling. The next slide just talks a little bit more about the AP Capstone. I do want to let you know that after this evening is recorded, this PowerPoint will be shared with families along with the recording. And then next we have why students choose grade 11 and 12 AP over IB. So oftentimes we're asked, you know, why does a student pick AP versus IB? I have 2 students who have graduated from Myers Park and one that's a 10th grader there. My first one that graduated chose to do the MYP and then the AP track. My second one did MYP and then IB track. And so that's a great example of some of these reasons why a student would choose that. APs provide challenging college level coursework in a variety of academic areas. Students can earn college credit and perhaps skip intro-level classes. Students can focus on advanced classes in subject areas that they prefer. And students can take college level coursework without feeling overwhelmed. So I would definitely point out number 3 and number 4. Number 3, we do have students that will choose AP versus IB because they want to focus more on social studies and English, or they want to focus more on science and math. And so by choosing AP, they can take a lot more courses in one particular area Whereas in IB, which is a great option for students, you end up having a little bit of AP top level coursework in all subject areas. And then last thing is the North Carolina Virtual Public Schools, and that is an option available. It does require counselor approval. Do note that IB coursework is not available through that, but we do have some other options that are available through North Carolina Virtual Public Schools. Next up, I would like to introduce our IB coordinator, Katie Willett, and she's going to speak about our International Baccalaureate program.
Good evening, everyone. Just want to draw your attention to the myersparkib.org website. That is where any and all information that I'm presenting tonight and much more is available. And so that would be a great resource for you, especially if you see a graphic that you want to refer back to or have questions. Allison, can we go to the next slide, please? So we are really proud at Myers Park that we host 2 of the 4 IB programs. Our first is our middle years program, which is for our 9th and 10th graders. And as Mr. Folk talked earlier, we're really excited to expand this and so that all of our students at Myers Park are going to have that opportunity. And we'll talk a little bit more about why we're super excited about that. Also referring to that webinar that we have recorded that's on the PTSO website will be a great resource for you. And we also offer the Diploma Program, which is where students work towards gaining or working towards an international diploma in addition to their Myers Park or CMS or State of North Carolina diploma, which is really nice. And so some of the benefits are listed there. These are directly from the IBO themselves. Some of the benefits for us as a school is that we go through an authorization purpose. So not every school is allowed to have or even continue with an IB school. We just recently went through our 5-year evaluation, and that's something that keeps us in line with the international community as well. If you could go to the next slide, please. So what does that mean when we talk about a curriculum framework for our students? So the middle years program works with local requirements. And on the right of the screen, you will see what I lovingly refer to as our MYP wheel. And this wheel is the curriculum that our students engage in, and it fits in with the local requirements of CMS and North Carolina Department of Instruction. In the center, you will see that we talk about the IB learner profile, and these are the characteristics, that character we talk about in our Myers Park mission and vision that we want to develop in our students. And that is being balanced, it's being reflective, it's being open-minded, and etc. Around that, you will see that it talks about approaches to teaching in global contexts, as well as approaches to learning. The middle years program focuses on building student skills, such as how do we research, what are thinking skills that we need to do, what are our communication skills. And so we specifically articulate those in classes and help students recognize those really executive functioning skills and how they need those in whatever their next might be in terms of learning. We also have a component where we encourage students to be active in their communities. We call that service as action. And then students also culminate their learning process through what is referred to as a personal project, where they get to choose what they want to learn about, how they want to go about it, and really they capture the process of learning. Students will often report that they're a little bit fuzzy about it as they're going through it. And then by the end, they talk about how it's a really great experience for them, which is one of my favorite things. Around that action and service, you see the personal project, and you see what the IB lovingly refers to as subject groups. We would call them subjects, just as probably in the American vernacular. And it is something along the lines of language and literature we would call English. I have that all defined on our website, but those are the subjects that we encourage our students to take and what they take for that. If you go to the next slide for me, Allison. To give you a sample schedule of what students look for or what we have students take in their 9th grade enrollment, for students that will be pursuing the diploma program, they do need to be through the 3rd level of a language by the time that they're in their 10th grade year, and also have completed the 3rd level of math. And so those are the requirements that I look for, especially if a student indicates to me that they are intending to pursue the diploma program, that we make sure that they are there. So on the left-hand side, you will see the IB subject group and then the grades and levels that they can choose depending on where they are, especially coming into us from all different points. This is available for every grade level, 9 through 12, and there's some general, so there's a 4-year course plan as well as specifics for each grade level that you can take a look at. If you go to the next slide, please. So just going to talk briefly about the diploma program. Again, this is where students work towards an IB diploma, an international diploma. They also earn college credits while taking, or potential to earn college credits while taking these courses. Very similar to what you might be more familiar with is an advanced placement exam. Students do coursework that can gain them college credit. In North Carolina, all public North Carolina universities have to accept IB credits, which is also a wonderful thing. And so we'll talk more about that, especially as we get there, but want to let you know that that's available. It's a very similar curriculum framework. Again, you'll notice some of the very similar things, the IB learner profile, approaches to learning, etc. If you go to the next slide, please, Allison. So when a student works towards a diploma, they take classes in 6 subject areas, again, all the way from English through electives. They also participate in what IB refers to as the IB core, which is theory of knowledge, the extended essay, and the CAS, again, participating and working with that community. And then there's certain point values there. And so one of my favorite things is that I go into our IB theory of knowledge classes one of the first weeks, especially in their junior year, and ask them to explain this graphic. And so they can all explain it at this point, which is very exciting. This might not make sense right now, but I promise it will as students become diploma students. If you go to the next slide. And that is a brief, very brief summary of our IB programs there. Again, our 9th and 10th grade is where we focus on that MYP program. Our diploma program is our 11th and 12th for DP. And so we are not a magnet. So again, in order for students to participate in the MYP and the DP, you have to attend Myers Park in our zone. And that website is where you can find all of that information and more. Thank you, Allison.
Thank you very much. And one of the questions that we frequently get during registration is whether you have to fill out an application to be able to take IB courses, AP courses, later on in the College and Career Promise program. We do have open enrollment for our rising 9th graders. Our counselors will sit with students and they will talk about what could be a really good pathway based on what their interests are and what their previous test scores and grades are like. However, it is open enrollment. You do not have to apply to be in the MYP IB program, nor do you have to apply to be a capstone candidate. We do also encourage you to pay close attention to GPA and coursework in your first couple of years, because that will determine whether you qualify for our College and Career Promise program, which is a great segue to introduce Michelle Bayer, who is our Cte Pathway Coordinator.
Hi, everybody. Can you hear me? Am I good? Thumbs up. Awesome. My name is Michelle Bayer. I am your College and Career Coordinator here at Myers Park, also part of the CTE department. We have a few items that fall under that umbrella that I'm going to cover with you this evening. Go ahead. The first is our CTE. In CTE, we've talked about students that are pursuing an AP, an IB, College and Career Promise at CPCC. But one of the things that your rising 9th grader can all invest in are CTE classes. When I was teaching in the classroom at CTE at Myers Park, one of the biggest things that I used to tell every student entering one of those classes is if you enter the class and you leave liking the course, I've succeeded. If you enter the class, do well, but don't care for the course, we've still succeeded. This is a great opportunity for your students to explore what their path may actually be for careers after they leave high school. So it's a great opportunity. At Myers Park, we have a very large program. We do offer an automotive program with 4 levels of classes, biomedical science with 3 levels of classes, multiple business classes. Our computer science classes, not only do we offer AP classes in it, but we also offer some standard level scholars classes. We do have 3 levels next year of culinary arts with a work-based learning culinary for paid internship after completing the first 3. Our project Lead the Way engineering courses are very competitive GPA-wise as well, even though they're not in an AP realm. Interior design for our artistic students. And then we have a very prominent marketing department with a large DECA club unit. We also want to point out that we have a lot of different clubs that associate co-curricular with these technical pathways. So what does your student need to do when considering these different CTE courses? In all honesty, talk to them a little bit about what they think they might want to do and start by exploring. And then as they find their successful pathways, stick in that pathway so that they can really dive deep and potentially earn some of those internships within each pathway as well. Next slide. One of the other jobs underneath my realm is career development programs. You're lucky enough to have a rising 9th grader next year as we start our career development program throughout campus-wide. So next year we will start with 9th graders where we will dive a little bit deeper into college planning goals, but not just college planning goals, but maybe internship jobs. What do they have strengths and weaknesses in? And that 9th grade year in personal finance, they're going to use Naviance to dig a little bit deeper. Then as they progress each year, we'll help them navigate through their desires and their matches to find a good career development. For some students, that may be college. For most of them, it probably will be. But they'll also be allowed to explore more than that through internships, military opportunities, and lifelong career goals. Next slide. And then one of our favorite programs, as Mr. Folks said, is our Career in College Promise. So I do want to be clear that this program is for 11th and 12th graders at CPCC for dual enrollment. However, what your 9th grader does now does make a difference. The first thing that makes a difference if they want to pursue dual enrollment classes their 11th and 12th grade year is they need to maintain an unweighted GPA of 2.8 or higher. Then they have the option of choosing between two different options of college transfer pathways, or maybe they want to continue in those technical pathways to pursue a certification. Maybe they want to look at direct career goals for themselves. And all of these options are 100% free to our CMS students. One of the items that we can discuss a little bit later after they get through that freshman year is watch that Mustang Express that you were told you could sign up for. We have question and answer sessions, typically about 8 to 16, 8 a semester, 16 of them a year, where you can get a little bit more one-on-one information about Career in College Promise. But for right now, just invest in those 9th grade classes that your student really wants to take and keep that GPA above a 2.8.
Thank you very much, Ms. Beyer. Next, I would like to introduce Sandra Condell. She is our counselor chair for our Student Services Department, and she's going to share some information about student services and registration.
Next slide, please. Hi, I am Sandra Condell. As she said, I am one of the counselors here at Myers Park, and I wanted to talk to you a little bit about our Student Services Department. So as you can see, we have lots and lots of clubs, as everyone has introduced that already. You can find that information at on our website, and that is at MP Student Services. We are on Instagram. We're on, we have our own personal website that you can go to and find out information. Next slide, please. So this is our wonderful team of counselors. Last week, members of our counseling team met with middle school counselors from our feeder schools. And during that time, we handed out course selection cards. We gave them presentations from each of our department chairs to talk a little bit about their curriculum. And then we also confirmed the dates that we will be attending our feeder schools beginning next week. As I said, course selection cards were given to those schools, and then also we sent course selection cards to some of our schools that have under 25 students that will be attending there. So they were all given information as to how to fill out the course selection card and what courses would be appropriate for 9th graders as far as with the core courses. On March the 29th, as you can see, counselors will be available to meet with families who are new to CMS And we have 2 different times that you can come and meet with us, sit down, fill out the cards, and that is from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. and then 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. and we'll be in the art gallery. Next slide, please. Some of our, we don't just do this by ourselves. Counselors, we don't work alone. And so we have a wonderful student services staff. We have a school nurse, social workers, we have our wonderful registrar, we have psychologists, and we have our transition social worker. And then of course there's community and schools. And we also have 504 counselors. If you have students that have a specific diagnosis or need additional support, we can go ahead and address those issues also. Next slide, please. And that's it for me. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Condell. One point of clarification that I would like to make regarding registration, we often have families that get concerned because new to CMS is one of the last registration days that we have, and there's always a concern that we'll run out of classes that the students are interested in. Know that we build our master schedule based on the request. So basically what ends up happening is once all of the requests are entered into PowerSchool, we build the master schedule and we begin to upload all students. It does upload from 12th grade down to 9th grade. That is because, of course, the priority needs to be to get the 12th graders the last courses that are needed for graduation, and it works its way down to 9th grade. But it does not have anything to do with when the courses were entered in. Once we begin the loading process, again, it will go 12, 11, 10, 9. So do not worry if you're one of the last groups that registers, you will have just as much opportunity to get the courses that you most want. I'd like to introduce Ms. Sequoia Goodman. She also is one of our counselors, and she is the contact for our ambassadors, which is a group that you will often see when you do tours at our school. And when we have new students, they will often escort the students around campus into their new classes. Ms. Goodman, if you will introduce your team tonight.
Yes, thank you, Ms. Davis. Tonight we have Logan Sullivan. You want to raise your hand? And we also have Caroline Davis. They are 2 of our ambassadors this year who are going to answer a few questions that I'm going to provide to them. Just to give you guys just a brief description of what ambassadors do and who we are. Student ambassadors are selected through an application process. They can start in 10th grade. And we have multiple tours throughout the year. So those students will assist with those tours. We also get a lot of new students weekly. And so I have right now, I think about 31 Mustang ambassadors, which is more than we typically will have, but we had to pretty much rebuild again due to the last year and a half of us being virtual. So some of those students are graduating and I just needed to get more students involved. But I will say that the students can continue with this each year if they enjoy it. And most do, and you will see that these students are not only leaders in the school, but leaders in other activities. So I'm going to go ahead and start with the first question. And I'm going to have both young ladies provide their name and then what activities if you guys can share that you are a part of at Myers Park.
I can go first. I'm Logan. Oh, sorry. What did you say?
I said perfect.
Oh, I'm Logan Sullivan. I'm a junior at Myers Park. I'm a varsity cheerleader. I've been on the team all 3 years I've been at Myers Park. I'm also the co-president of Feed 42, which is a club at Myers Park where we work towards ending hunger in America. And we've done a lot of great initiatives with that. And I'm also an officer in the Interact Club, which is a community service-based club with a lot of great initiatives here in Charlotte.
Thank you, Logan.
Hi, my name is Caroline Davis. I play field hockey here at Myers Park on the varsity team. I run winter and outdoor track all of my years at Myers Park. I'm a member of National Honor Society, the Good Planet Club, which is a club that's like helps with environmental issues in our community. And of course, I'm a Mustang ambassador.
So one thing that our ambassadors have in common is that they typically have other activities that they are a part of. So if a student is interested in Mustang ambassadors, but they're also super active in other clubs, that is fine. And then we also have students where Mustang ambassadors is their first club. And so I'm always excited to get those students because a lot of times they are trying to find something that works for them. And I will say that most students do enjoy the tours and enjoy meeting all of the new students. And we have students coming from all over, not just in Charlotte. We have different states. We have also different countries. And so a lot of those students look forward to meeting new people that they wouldn't ordinarily meet in their day-to-day classes. So the next question I ask this question every year because I think it's a great question for students that are coming into high school, coming into ninth grade. And the question is, what advice would you give your ninth grade self? And sometimes this advice are things that they've experienced and or things that they have wished that they could do differently because maybe they didn't know about something. So let's start this question with Caroline.
So I'd probably tell my ninth grade self to get involved, first of all, because there's so many options that you can do at Myers Park. There's something for everyone, I'm sure of that. And to really work to balance like your schoolwork, like sports and social activities that you can do, because it's really easy to get swept up in one thing and let something else kind of fall to the back burner. But I think working on balancing everything is really important and valuable.
Thank you. Okay, Logan.
My advice would be to just stay open-minded. There is so much that Myers Park offers. There's different pathways. There's AP and IB. There's an insane amount of clubs, sports. There is something for everyone. I was honestly a little nervous to join my clubs at first, but I'm so glad that I did because now I have leadership positions in all of them. I absolutely love the initiatives that sorry about that, that was loud. The initiatives that we support. I've met some amazing people through my clubs. So just staying open-minded, join what you want. If it seems interesting to you, it might end up being your favorite thing in the world. And if it's not, it's just one step closer to finding something that you like. So yeah, just staying open-minded.
Thank you for that. And I think that is great sound advice and recommendations from two students who have been at Myers Park for a few years. The next question is, if you transition from a private school, please share what you did to immerse yourself in our school culture. And if you didn't transfer from a private school, or maybe you transferred from out of state, or maybe you just came from one of the feeder schools, what did you do to actually get started? I think a lot of times we say clubs, 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 but students and parents have no idea how to even start the process of getting involved. So if you guys don't mind, please share that experience with our guests.
Well, I think Logan and I both went to AG, but my friends that came from private schools, they definitely, it was helpful, I think, for them. It's a big transition going from it's normally much smaller schools to a school as big as Myers Park. It can be helpful to just get to know a few faces, like familiar faces that you can kind of pinpoint and always have to go like talk to if you're around people that you don't know. And if those people went to bigger schools and they know more people, to kind of introduce them to everyone, kind of try to find your people in the big, crazy, large school of Myers Park.
Yeah, so as Caroline said, I also went to AG Middle School. So it wasn't as much a transition as coming from a different state or a totally different school system. But I had a friend who actually came to Myers Park this year as a junior. So coming as a freshman, coming as a junior, they're really just meeting people, ask people what they're involved in, ask people if they have a club they would recommend, or just sit with them at lunch. People at Myers Park really love the school. We want to show people how much we love it and what there is to get involved with. So just again, staying open-minded, what I said, just meeting new people. Everyone really would love to help you out if you ever have questions, especially upperclassmen, Mustang ambassadors. Just ask around. People will always love to give you advice, opinions. So yeah, just asking around and making new friends is always great.
Thank you, guys. And also, each year we have an event where all of our clubs are in our quad, and during the lunch hours, students can walk around, introduce themselves, or sign up for these various clubs. And I always tell students, sign up for more than one, because some clubs meet every month, and then some clubs meet every 2 or 3 months. And so if you sign up for 1 or 2, and maybe the one you want, it doesn't meet as often, or you wanted more activity, then you have something else to fall back on. We always include any events that we're having on our Mustang Express, and through any other announcements, IB Express. And so if you all are looking for something in particular to do, just listen to the announcements or read the announcements as you receive them. And I just want to thank Logan and Caroline for joining us this evening. I'm sure you guys have homework and other activities to do, so we definitely appreciate your presence this evening.
Miss Goodman,
Yes.
Before they go, we had 2 questions in the chat, and one was, Logan, what club did you mention that you were part of?
Yes, so I'm in 2 main clubs. I am the co-president of Feed 42, which is, it's a division of Feeding America. And then I'm also an officer in the Interact Club, which is more local community service based. Excellent. And a parent had a question, Ms. Goodman, about an incoming student that's not in a feeder middle school. How do they have access to the registration card, and how are they registered for next year?
Okay, so Ms. Condell is our middle school contact, and I will let her share that information.
I can go ahead and address that. So what we actually did was we sent cards through courier, and we sent the information. Well, I sent the information via email to explain to them how many classes they have to choose, what alternates they have to choose. So they did receive the cards. We sent those out last week. So each of the schools should have access to those cards, and they can find information on our website, as I said earlier, the Myers Park Counseling Student Services website, or in our general website. I hope that answered the question. Yes?
I think so. I would say also that if you're a new student to public school, then you would register your student in school through our guidance department, and we would walk you through that process as you register your student. And I assume they can start registering students how soon if they're outside of CMS?
So I'm sorry, and I know I was speaking really quickly before. So on March the 29th, we are actually going to be available 2 different times. We're going to have counselors in the art gallery from 8 to 12, and then 1 to 5. Counselors will sit down with families and students, and we will discuss and try to answer any questions that they may have. So you're not in this alone.
Thank you.
I saw another question, Mr. Polk, in the Q&A about when parents and students review courses. So once you actually submit your registration card, you are submitting a request. And so the actual schedule is not ready until the summer. And Ms. Davis can probably share like the process for getting it out to everybody, but as long as we have your request, you should have a schedule coming to you sometime in August.
Thank you, Ms. Goodman. Yes, we will mail out schedules in August. We will actually do it before the open campus night that Mr. Folk mentioned earlier in the meeting. It is an evening that we have available for students to come and walk their schedule. It's particularly helpful for rising 9th graders and students new to CMS, and it happens about a week beforehand. We also encourage families once Power School opens up then you will be familiar with PowerSchool. We encourage you to use PowerSchool. It will be shut down during the summertime, but it will open up again about a week before students return, and schedules will be available through that. And then we will offer an opportunity via a Google form for families to let us know if they find an error that needs to be addressed. For example, we can sometimes, as much as we try to check all of the schedules, accidentally end up with a Spanish 2 second semester and a Spanish 3 first semester. So the classes are reversed, or perhaps a student thought that they needed Math 2 and realized they needed Math 1. So those are examples of where somebody would fill out that Google form. And so again, those schedules will be available closer to the time that school starts. So we only have a couple of informational slides remaining. I'm going to advance, and Mr. Folk, if you would like to carry us out the rest of the evening and share the information on the slides.
Yes. And I was trying to answer questions in the chat. Miss Davis, there's a few I left for you to answer. Being new to high school again after 20 years, Miss Davis is tutoring me on a lot of academic and curriculum changes over the past 20 years. So there are a few things that I do not know yet. And so Miss Davis, there are a few things, if you go to the chat, I need you to answer. I did my very best. So I assume you wanted me to talk about just being involved and staying in touch with us. Is that what you're thinking? Were we going to go
the
back?
last few slides are exactly that, how to stay involved. And I thought you could share that and just close out the evening for us.
Thank you so much. We're not going to go back and see the videos.
We are going to actually just go back. We cannot figure out the little glitch and didn't want to waste people's time trying to figure it out. So we're going to actually share the PowerPoint with families when we share the recording.
Excellent. Thank you so much. So we are alive on social media, and it is great to follow Myers Park on social media because you'll learn a lot. Miss Davis is really our communications hub for Myers Park. She takes care of making sure the Mustang Express is updated weekly, that our calendar is updated. She manages our social media sites. She sends out our Connect Eds, and I do a few of those too. So we work together very, very closely to make sure that we communicate everything going on at Myers Park. And my goal is for parents to really get tired of those phone calls, because that means that we're doing a good job communicating with you. The next slide is, yes, and here are the PTSO upcoming tours that I promised early in the presentation. We have just added about 4 or 5 more tours because I did receive feedback that parents were a little disappointed we didn't have an in-person night tonight. And so what I wanted to do is offer more tours so that parents have more opportunity to visit campus if they choose. Now, I want you to know and remember that you will still have an opportunity in August to visit our campus and through an open house. And so you're not missing out if you cannot attend any of the tours in front of you. We are going to post this presentation as a PowerPoint and this recorded version on our social media sites. Again, down below, you'll see the registration. And we thank you for attending.
I'm sorry, I went too fast.
No, you're doing great. We thank you for attending tonight. And if you need more information, you can find it on our PTSO website listed on this slide. And if you still have any questions, please email the new and prospective families committed at our PTSO. And that is really nice because that actually you'll get answers from our parents to parents. And that is very, very helpful for parents that are either new to high school or parents that are not new and just have additional questions for their students. So please take advantage of these sites and this email. And is that our last slide? I think that is our last slide of the evening. And I want to thank you all for attending tonight. I hope you have learned something new, and I hope you are all excited about joining us at Myers Park and being a Myers Park Mustang. Have a great evening.